I'm sure most of you have observed that some leaders or some managers are a lot more easygoing or a lot more confident versus some managers or leaders are actually a lot more stressed out. In my experience as well, I've seen a lot of successful managers and leaders, and I have observed some of their qualities, some of the things which they do, which actually helps them succeed in their role. And in this video, I'm going to share some of those traits with you. Number one secret to build great teams is actually to hire best people to work for you. It sounds like common sense, but it is true that if you hire average people, you will get pulled down by them. They will do average job and you will spend a lot of time to help them do their job. So that's why as a manager or as a leader, your first priority should be to hire best of the people to work for you. So if you are in a role where you have few people reporting into you, please try to ensure that you get best people from the market or best people from the company in your team. That should be your primary goal. Why? Because if you hire self-driven people, if you hire people who are experts, then it takes a lot of weight off your shoulders. Then you don't need to manage them. These are self-driven people. These are people who are talented and who know how to get the work done. And another advantage of hiring good people or best people is that if you hire good people, there are high chances that when they hire people under them, they will also hire best of the people. Versus if you hire average people to work for you, then there are chances that those average people may go ahead and hire even below average people to work for them, which means you are building a team which is not going to be as strong. Alright, so that was point number one. Always hire good people or best of the people to work for you. Now let's move on to point number two. Acceptance. How will a team accept you as their manager or leader? If you join a new company where there are 20 people already working and you are an incoming manager, how will those 20 people all of a sudden start to accept you as their new manager? Or for that matter, if a new team is getting formed in the same company and you are hiring people from the market, how would those people accept you as a leader? So a lot of time, people use their position or authority or power to make sure that people listen to them or people accept them as leader. But in my view or in my opinion, the best way to get accepted as a leader is to go ahead and help people do their job. So if you act as a problem solver, which means if you create an identity by your actions that you are somebody who is there to help the team get the job done. So when they are stuck, when they have questions, you are the facilitator. You will get the answers for them. You may not know the answers yourself, but you will facilitate that entire process so that they are able to move on. They are able to get answers to their questions. So as a leader, you earn respect. You earn acceptance by actually becoming a problem solver for your team. And believe me, if you are just authoritative where you just give orders, there are high chances that people will show respect towards you, but at the end of the day, they actually don't respect you. They just respect your position. They just respect your role. And I usually use this one example of how people perceive you. Imagine if your team is sitting and doing their work and you walk into that room or on that floor. What is the general message or what is the general perception in people's mind? As soon as you come on the floor, what are the team members thinking? Are they thinking, oh, Anand is here and now he's going to give us more work. Now he's going to ask for more reports. Now he's going to ask more questions. So if that is the kind of perception you create by walking into that particular area where your team is sitting, then there are high chances that these people see you as somebody who is just there for the sake of being there. They don't treat you as somebody who is there to help them. Versus if you walk in and the feeling that your team members get is, okay, now Anand is here and now I can go and ask my questions to Anand. Now probably he is going to suggest me some way to solve this problem. So that is the kind of impression that you want to create in the minds of the people that work for you. That is how you earn respect. Alright, so that was point number 2. Let's move on to point number 3. Lot of time as managers, you need to adapt and change your style based on the kind of team members that you manage or lead. which means in your team, some people will be high performers. Some people will be like Sachin Tendulkar, Amitabh Bachchan or Rajnikant, who will be able to get their work done. You will not even need to, bother to check upon them. They will just be self-driven. Versus there will be a majority of people who will be average or above average, but they will need supervision. They will need your guidance. So as a leader or as a manager, you need to identify who is my top performer versus who is the average crowd and what kind of time and attention do I need to give to these set of people. Also, there will be a specific set of people who will actually need micromanagement. And for such people, you will need to get down to the nth level of detail and micromanage them. The mistake that managers make or leaders make is that they treat everybody in the same fashion. See, you can't treat everybody in the same fashion. You can't talk to all team members in the same tone, in the same style. There are people with whom you'll have to make individual level connects. There are some people to whom you'll have to give feedback. And there are ways and means of doing that. You just can't run after everybody and try to micromanage them. So you'll have to give free hand to people who are self-driven. Versus you will need to micromanage people who actually need micromanagement. And lastly, remember that your credibility depends on the success of the team. So as a leader or as a manager, you succeed only when your team succeeds. So as a manager or as a leader, your job is to anticipate what may go wrong in future. Your job is to identify the risk or the issue sooner, in fact, even before it occurs. So that thinking part is actually your main job. Your job is to think for them. Your job is not just to supervise. So a lot of time as a manager, what happens is we are so busy with transactions, we are so busy doing meetings that sometimes we don't even allocate that time for ourselves to actually think for ourselves and think for our team members and their work. All right. So these are some of the things which I wanted to share with you in this video. As a manager or as a leader, I think these things are important and they help you succeed in your role. I'm sure a lot of you who are watching this video will have your own point of view and thoughts. Please let me know that in comments. I'll be happy to read and respond to them. If you are new to this channel, please subscribe and share it in your WhatsApp groups. I'll see you in another video soon. Take care and bye for now.